So pitch seems to be the issue. Let's go over some very cool ways that you can improve your pitch accuracy.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me.
Let's start off here. We're going to jump into my back end, and you'll see on my piano what we're doing. And the great thing about this virtual piano is that anybody can use it, so you don't need to have a piano handy or a keyboard handy. You could just do this straight on your computer. And you could find apps for this as well if you want to do it on your phone. Either thing will work. So one of the greatest things that will help you match pitch is using a tuner. So getting a tuner app, I like to use this one. It's called the Piano Tuner. And this one, why I really like it is it gives you the number of hertz. So every pitch has a number in hertz of what it is. So if I go, that's 104, 105, 104.8. So it's 105. So then now I know if I can go, sorry, it's 195. I didn't see it clearly. But do you see how there I can use my voice to match that same pitch, and I can watch the tuner and see whether or not I'm on that pitch. That's a huge way to make improvements to pitch accuracy to begin with. But one step further, or going a little bit deeper on that, is understanding where your pitch is relative to other pitches. So something that a lot of people struggle with is, especially if they're singing a song that is done by a person of the opposite sex, then they're going to be singing something that's probably a little bit too high or a little bit too low for them. So they don't know how to sing it properly, so they end up singing somewhere in the middle, like not high enough, but also not quite low enough. And so there, what I want you to try to practice is understanding octaves. So octaves is simply explaining the relation between notes. So we've got this note over here, and if you look at the piano, there's a really quick rule of thumb that will allow you to discover octaves very easily. Look for these patterns. So you see I've got 2 black keys, then you've got 3 black keys over here, then you've got 2 black keys again. So if you can look for those patterns, this is starting at the beginning of 2 black keys. If I jump over here to the next beginning of the 2 black keys, that is now an octave. So I've got the octave above that one. And a great way to test your pitch with this is to play either the top or the bottom and try to find that next pitch. So I'm going to hit both notes, and I'm going to pick one or the other and try to hit it. And so another really cool tip for this is that when you're looking at your tuner, an octave up will always be double the hertz value of the note you're trying to hit, and an octave down will always be exactly half of the hertz value that you're playing. So if I'm playing this, now I see 261. That can't be right. One sec. We need to turn this up a little. There we go. So that's 130, 130.7. So when you go an octave above that, makes sense, 261. Now, if I play one of those, now I can use my anticipation of what that bottom note is, because I've played it, both of them, and I can try to match that with the tuner. And then we could do that for any note. So like here, so I'm going to try to hit that top note. And so then that way I know exactly whether I'm on that pitch or not, and whether I'm in the right octave. Because if you watch the letters, they're going to be exactly the same. So this, it says D, and this one, it says D also. So I'll get very confused if I'm stuck looking at the letters. I want to look at the numbers, because the numbers are absolute values. So if I go, ooh, now I know I can hit that bottom D. And this is a great way to test yourself, is only play one note and try to imagine. This is once you get a little bit more advanced, but you could play one note and try to imagine what the octave above that. And it's really important to try to imagine it in your mind's eye first, because if you just try to sing it without thinking it first, there's no way you're going to get it accurately. You got to make sure that you first think it properly and then sing it. So I'm going to try to think of what that upper note is. And so that there I hit 255, and the bottom, what did I hit? 123.5. So if you double 123.5, there you go. So this is a really cool tool to get you started with better pitch accuracy and understanding pitch on a much deeper level. But then you can also get a little bit more specific with this and test yourself with different variables. So here, if I go from this 8 to the 0, that's called a third. So if I play both, I can try to guess what that 8 would be, because I heard it a while ago, but I'm trying to hear it in my mind's eye. Ah, and then the 0 is ah. So now we want to try to be able to do both with only the cue of one of them. So here I'm going to play this note, and then I'm going to try to guess what that third is. Ah, and there's my third. And so this works for any note. So let's say I'm going to go a third down from here. Ah, ah, ah. It's not so simple to be able to imagine what that third would be. And then the next thing you could test yourself is what a fifth would be. So you play this note, the fifth is the W. So now if I try to get that, just the lower one, ah, and now try to do the higher one, ah. Now if I play only the higher one, where's that W? Now I'm getting used to that difference between the two notes. So this is getting you used to intervals, which are very important when it comes to music. If you're going to be singing harmonies, or if you're accidentally singing harmonies, which a lot of people that sing off key, they're actually singing some form of harmony in between the notes that they're supposed to be singing. So this will give you a much deeper level of understanding and a gut feeling of where the pitches are. So please let me know if you have any questions. Click the link down below. If you're interested in going deeper on these concepts and being able to connect with other singers and be able to get really, really good course content and daily vocal exercises that will keep you accountable to make sure that you do your warm-ups every day, click the link down below. I've got a new singers community that is so helpful at an extremely low price for a limited time. So jump in now before the price goes up, and I will see you guys in the next video.